Most people do not understand what it takes to feed the world. The industrial side of our world feels like we need to build more factories and home developments. What the people don't realize is that they're constructing over valuable farmland. The global population is rapidly increasing, therefore we have to keep building houses. We have to eat too. Have you ever stopped and thought about where our food is going to come from if we keep building over our farmland? The solution to feeding the ever-populating world is through genetically modified organisms. Genetically modified organisms, or GMOs, are already in construction. The largest problem we face with these organisms is the people and the government accepting them. In this speech, I will walk you through nutritional values, quantities, and benefits of genetically modified organisms. We'll start with nutritional values of genetically modified organisms. The number one nutritional value of any crop is resistance to pests and diseases. Not because it will destroy the crop, but it can destroy the people. Things like salmonella and other harmful viruses and diseases can not only hurt the farmer, but it can also hurt the people. Genetically modified organisms are modified to resist these kinds of diseases in any part of the world and can be altered in any part of the world according to its conditions. Also, you can insert genes into certain crops, which allows breeders to increase necessary vitamins. When we grow strawberries, non-genetically, we're looking for trait A and trait B of two different plants, and we're putting them together. In genetically modified organisms, you can take just plant A and do whatever you want to plant A by science. Therefore, you don't have to create perfect plant A and perfect plant B to make an awesome product. With genetically modified organisms, you can increase the amount of antioxidants also in your fruit. Over here on this chart, you have non-GMO versus GMO. Your non-genetically modified organisms, when you're not genetically modifying organisms, you're just altering a protein from plant A and plant B. When you put them together, you're altering a protein, and you get change of plant or seed traits. In a GMO, you insert new genes into just plant A, and you make a new protein, a complete new product. It's brand new, and it also changes plant or seed traits. This here shows you that either way, it's not hurting you. Either it has the same result, just better, one way or the other. So the question I have is if the public has a problem and the government has a problem with eating genetically modified organisms, how come we can trust modern medicine when we go to the hospital to make us better and make us feel like we're going to go home in a week and not die? Why can't science insert something into our plants that's going to feed our world? With a growing population, the ability to grow more food in a smaller space is extremely important. Food can be better grown in poor soil areas. I'm going to use strawberries for an example since we live in Florida. There's only two places in America that you can really grow strawberries, and that's Florida and California. Both of these places are really hot tourist attractions, so they're going to keep building. People want to move to Florida, people want to move to California. They're going to keep building. We can't feed, and this is just strawberries, we can't feed a world of strawberries if people keep building. What's the answer? Genetically modified organisms, because science can alter the genetics and create more yield on one plant than you would be able to just planting from a standard seed. Genetically modified foods also could be manipulated to deal with global warming. This allows us to take that same strawberry plant, and a strawberry plant needs warm conditions, warm sort of moist conditions to grow. And it allows us, a genetically modified strawberry would allow us to take that strawberry and grow it somewhere like Georgia or North Carolina or Michigan. It doesn't matter. It's genetically modified to adapt to that environment. It's also very important to understand the miscellaneous benefits of genetically modified crops. A longer shelf life. Use strawberries again. Whenever we ship strawberries across the country, it usually takes about 5 days from coming off the plant to going to the shelf in our store. With a longer shelf life, by genetically modifying this fruit, we can make it work more, maybe 10 more days, and we could also make the process of checking for pests and diseases and viruses in our fruit and make it faster. So the quality assurance could be a lot faster. Also, it creates sturdier plants to withstand weather extremes. Places like Florida, I mean, in hurricane season, our strawberry season overlaps with our hurricane season, so it could damage us here bad, and it has before. It's totally wiped out crops before, hail and a hurricane or high wind, and but with genetically modified fruit, we can make not just the fruit better, but we can make the plant better to be more sturdy in these conditions. Also, inexpensive foods. It's back to price and demand. If you have the high demand, the price goes up. If you have a low demand, the price goes down. So if we're creating this plant that has more fruit and we have way more demand, or way less demand, the price is going to go down. Today we have discussed 3 of the few facts about genetically modified organisms. Nutritional values, quantity, and benefits are all 3 important roles in feeding a growing world. I myself conduct research on crops, and it is scary to see the number of people versus the number of food. The solution to this problem is to accept genetically modified organisms and persuade the government to allow our scientists to better serve our planet. My references: www.compass.org, www.betterhealth.vic.gov, www.debatewise.org, www.sarahgmc.org, www.greeniacs.com, www.pbs.org.